Hello everybody and welcome to another tennis-based video. I don't know why I do that every time. Anyway, before this video starts, I want to mention something real quick. I just got done reading some of A Game of Thrones, and I know it happens because I've watched the show, but like, I'll be damned if I wasn't glued to the fucking page when like, what were their fucking names? When those two knights, Bronn and the dude who died when they were fighting for Tyrion's like life. Yeah, I'll be damned if I wasn't fucking glued to the page, because that's just the power of Gorm, I guess. He's really good at writing. Anyway, day 10. My mind is violently snapped back into wakefulness by the sudden blaring noise of the alarm. What the? Who even set up the alarm? Shit, where is it so I can turn this damn thing off? There. 9:30? Why the hell am I waking up at 9:30 on a weekend? Really, dude? I do that literally so often, it's basically nothing. It's not as if I have anything to... Wait. Did I promise to go out with someone today? Duh! His mind slowly dispelled its foggy state. I seemed to remember a little bit more. That's right, I had scheduled to go out today. It was with... Oh boy, I get to choose. You know what? God, this is actually difficult. This isn't the right choice though, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna go with Keisuke. That's right, that's true. I agreed to go with Keikun today. My bed is so nice and warm, I don't want to get up. Maybe let me sleep this time? Yeah, right, even I know that'd be a scummy thing to do. Come to think of it, I don't even know where we're going. Yeah, Keikun didn't really give much information when he asked me to hang out with him. Remember, I was already done with my club activities for the day and was about to head home. Senpai, wait! Oh my god. I saw Keisuke running my way, still wearing his black practice clothes on. Registers with his tennis backing from his shoulders. You need me some, Keikun? Also, please don't call me Senpai. Sorry, Coach insists I do when we're in practice, and I haven't switched back to a normal mode yet. I actually want to talk to you if that's okay. As he beats his sweat running their way down his forehead and onto his brows. Keikun had to wipe his face for a few seconds due to just how much sweat there was. Ew. Sure, I don't mind, but wouldn't you rather shower first? I'm actually surprised. Don't you only shower to practice? Yes, I do, but since you left practice before me, I didn't have a chance to ask you to wait around for me. If I had showered before to find you, you'd have come home already. True, I don't usually wait around after practice. I don't like getting naked in public, so I prefer just walking to my house and showering there. That's a big-ass mood. Fuck public showers. Alright, I don't mind waiting around for you. You can go shower. Oh god, feeling all this sweat running around my face, but it's starting to drive me crazy. Just like that, Keikun turned around and dashed back to the gym. Somehow it looked like he was running with a much bigger sense of urgency now that he was heading to the showers. Never stand between a man and his shower. Okay. Keikun insists we come over to that expensive ice cream shop you like so much. Of course, I object to it, given that this place is absurdly expensive and I can't pay for it, which only makes Keikun decide that it will treat me. I already told you I don't need you to buy me ice cream. Even though I've been going against it, Keikun still makes a point of coming over to the shop anyway. And since it's not my nature to simply walk away from someone in the middle of a conversation, I stupidly follow. And I already told you I don't mind treating you. Come on, why do you even care? You know money's not an issue for me. You know I don't like people buying things for me. I don't want to take advantage. Now that's also a big-ass mood. Yes, I know, and that's exactly why I want to treat you. It doesn't even make sense. Really, it's quite simple. The fact that you don't expect nor want me to pay for things for you only makes it so I want to do so because I know you're always hanging out with me, for me, not my money. I suppose you could say that I like honest people like you. Jesus, I'm used to seeing Keikun smile this much. Isn't that a contradiction? He shrugged, looking over the counter and placing an order. Seems like today he's not just going to get some scoops. So what if it's a contradiction? It's just how I feel about it. People are weird like that. And, oh yes, I'd like a strawberry yogurt sundae. The lady behind the counter smiles and nods, getting right to it. Come on, get something, I insist. Admitting defeat, I sigh, walking over to the counter to pick up a cup and scoop myself some ice cream. Some ridiculously expensive ice cream. If this were me treating someone, I'd be weeping every time they picked up another scoop. Don't you want to try the sundae? It's really good too. Is it cheaper? No. Then no. Is this how June feels when he goes out with us? So I start reviewing all the times I out of the group, trying to think of how I could have made June uncomfortable. I make a mental note to myself to try and go places that don't require us to spend money in the future. Jeez, I'm treating you anyway. You might as well just pick whatever you want. Yes, and I want this. I place the ice cream on top of a scale to be weighed. I make sure to pick the minimum necessary not to have cake on my case by being stingy, while at the same time not getting too much, and yet the total still makes you want to weep. Rich people venues are scary. Again with this fucking gorgeous picture. I love this dude. After picking up our orders, we walk over to a nearby booth and take our seats, sitting directly across from each other. Keikun wastes no time putting his spoon into the soft, creamy ice cream. Damn, I have to admit that sundae looks kinda good. No, I cannot be taken in by temptation. What was it you wanted to talk to me about anyway? My wife. Keikun snaps back to reality, speaking up with his mouth still full of food. His voice comes out funny. For a boy raised in a rich household, he sure doesn't make much of a deal about table manners. I wanted to ask you to go out with me this Saturday. Go out with you? And you had me take you out for ice cream to do that? Couldn't you just ask me at the school gate and save yourself the trouble? Keisuke shrugs. I wanted to bribe you with ice cream to increase my chances. Bribe? You basically badger me until I accepted the damn ice cream. If you say so. Anyway, I suppose I have Saturday free. Yeah, sure, why not? We rarely ever do anything with just the two of us. Might be an opportunity to get to know each other better. I hadn't really thought about that. I just know that I have a few bored errands to run. I thought about someone else. Having someone else around when I do them might make the day a little bit more tolerable. Boring errands? Is this why you wanted to bribe me with expensive ice cream? He smirks, playing with the empty spoon in his mouth. Saw right through it, didn't you? I'll give it to him. He's a little more devious than I thought. What sort of errands are those, anyway? He shrugs. It's boring stuff. There's no point in me telling you anyway. Although I did decide to take the chance to do some shopping for myself, so at least there's that. Now I decided to change the subject. There's no way I'm gonna get anything pertaining to these errands out of him, so I might as well try to have a normal conversation. By the way, how are you feeling about practice lately? Especially now we're paired up as stream partners. I still don't get why you decided to pot out with me out of the blue, but it's what I've been wanting since I joined the club, so I'm not gonna complain. But to answer your question as plainly as I possibly can, I hate it. Keikun sets his spoon down, pushing his now empty sundae cup away from him, and sighing. Don't get me wrong, it's all I've wanted from a tennis club, but God, I just hate losing. And the way you do short work at me every time, I thought I'd figured out a way to deal with you at first. It seemed like it was working, but I have to eat on my wrist there at all times. If that match hadn't been interrupted, I'm sure I would have won. I wasn't happily, quietly sulking in his seat. Well, not that he's wrong anyway. I don't think I would have managed to win that one. But the extra time I had to compose myself was enough for me to get my head back in its place and turn the match around and resumed. Keikun didn't get a single game after we were started. Seriously, how can you play so many matches like that, and I cannot manage to come out of it with a single set? Seriously, that's demoralizing. Well, this is what you asked me. Or since you first joined the club. Now you have it. Suck it up. Yeah, no need to tell me it twice. I just needed to get out of my system. Besides, putting his elbow on the table, leaning his chin in his hand, absent-mindedly looking out the window. By the way, Keikun, I don't think I ever asked, why do you even play tennis in the first place? I mean, don't get me wrong, you're definitely one of the hardest workers in the club, and you're certainly a good player, but you just don't have the body for it. You have to know you're gonna have a hard time going pro, right? I like tennis. Shouldn't that be reason enough? To attempt to go pro on one of the hardest, most competitive sports in the world. All of this against your family's wishes. Sure, that's reason enough. Yeah, my reasons are more complicated than that, but I don't feel like talking about them right now. Sorry, Axon, I meant no offense by that. Don't worry about it. Sorry to have asked such an awkward question in the first place. Keisuke shrugs and turns his gaze to the window once more, staring at the scenery outside. You really like to look out the window, huh? Without looking at me, Keisuke fires back an answer. I like looking at the cars passing by. For some reason it relaxes me. Does that make me weird? I think it makes you just as weird as people who enjoy watching clouds or stars. So you're saying that it does make me weird. Noted. If it weren't for the smirk on his face, I'd have a hard time telling whether he's joking or not. His sense of humor is a bit puzzling at times. Well, I guess I've already paid my piece. Already said my piece. I think I'll head home now. Alright, I'll wait with you until your car comes pick you up. I appreciate it. Keisuke pays our tab and we exit the shop. Best part is, I still don't know what his plans for today are. That's fucking spooky. I hate that. Sorry, my mind is still, like, tuned to Echo, because, yeah, whenever something unknown is about to happen, it's always bad in Echo. Every single time. God, that game is fucking good. Echo is so fucking good. If you haven't played it, you should play it, or watch my series, I don't know, whichever one you think you should do. I just hope it isn't something completely intolerable. Guess I'll just have to power through it if I'm lucky. I'll even have some fun doing it. Although with how ominous you sound while talking about it, I can clearly imagine it's doing something awful. What sorts of errands does a rich boy even have to run? Can he just get someone to do things for him? I sigh, roll my eyes, just tap myself out of this groggy state. I need to take a cold shower before we wake up to deal with this crap. Here's hoping today doesn't suck. Keisuke is scheduled for us to meet outside the local station. Even though he lives far from here, he insisted this is the best place to do all the things he needs to take care of. I'm sure he's just trying to be considerate to me. Too bad, though, because I kind of looking forward to riding a limousine. I'm going to pretend I didn't just think of that. Sorry I'm late. As Keisuke emerged from the train station, leaving me all kinds of confused. Keiko, what are you doing inside a train station? What, I'm not allowed to ride the train? That's not what I meant. What did you mean, then? Oh boy, I'm just cramming my foot further down the hole, aren't I? Struggle to find words to express without offending him when... Relax, I know what you meant, I'm just teasing. Oh, of course. Wow, you suck at acting. That laugh was so fake. Yeah, I get it. I suck at acting. Thanks a lot, fucker. And why do you look so stiff? Sorry, I'm got a bit by surprise here. I never imagined you as a teasing type. What the hell kind of image do you even have of me? Well, actually don't answer that. I don't want to know. Well, at least I'm on the hook. But seriously though, why'd you take the train? Don't you usually ride a car everywhere? I mean, I never really realized because it was because he was rich, but I did always see him around my school by car. But I don't recall ever seeing him arrive in a limousine before. It was always just a popular car. Not usually, but today I felt like taking the train. Either way, we should get going. I've got a few things I need to get out of the way first, and we can actually have fun. Wait, I thought you'd be spending the whole day doing errands. Keisuke blinks a few times at me, looking at me in awe. What, and you believe that? Hell no, you really think I'm that silly that agreed to do a bunch of errands to my family for a full day? They're already forcing me to inherit the damn company. I'm not going to waste my weekends on things that they can do themselves. I only have one thing I have to do for my father, and then we're free to do whatever. Oh, I see. In that case, I might actually have fun after all. What do you need for your father anyway? Well, it's not really for my father. I go to the bank and make a transfer. That's beyond the limit of my app. It's for one of my father's employees, but the old man doesn't know about it. What, are you Brian, one of your father's butlers, to let you leave the house unnoticed? I laugh at the sheer absurdity of my joke. No, I tried when I was younger, but none of them would take it, even after I offered them $1,000,000 every time they let me out. For real? Yeah, why? Rich people problems are really are a lot different from that of us regular folk. Never mind. Let's just go already. I'm forced to wait outside the nearest bank for over half an hour. The place is so incredibly packed with people that you can see them squealing against the glass walls and doors. Ugh. Fuck that. It's like a giant tuna can filled with people. I'm alive. Keisuke finally emerges from the doors, dusting his clothes off and shaking his whole body like a dog drying itself. It's kind of funny. There's so many people in there, I really have to switch to a different agency. I thought those premium ones for rich people didn't have problems with lines. Why didn't you use those? And risk my father finding out about my bank account and things I do with it, or worse, my grandmother? No thanks, I'd rather take the huge lines. What exactly do you do with your bank account anyway? I wonder, could it be bad dragons, dildos, fucking other I'm joking. Well, I've been storing all my allowance, birthday, Christmas, and really any kind of money I've received since I've been with my father. Wow, you must have a lot of money saved up by now. Maybe you could buy a spot and go live there without worrying about your family. I've thought about doing that, but I wouldn't have any money left to pay my bills after buying the island. Plus, I don't even like islands in the first place. I'm not fond of the sea. Wait, you have money to buy an actual island? Didn't you know that already? I mean, you suggested and everything. Curse these rich people. No, forget about it. Forget about it! Sorry, my stomach hurts. Alexon, you're acting weird. I don't want to hear that from you. Anyway, are you all done with your chores? Yes, I mean, there is one more that I was asked to do, but I'm not doing that. Oh, what was it? My grandmother asked me to go to a hospital and pick up prescription meds. She asked me to do it every month. Why? Can't she have one of your family's employees do that? Oh, sure she can, but she knows that I'm afraid of hospitals and that due to protocol they always have to attend security clearances before I'm allowed to pick up a prescription. So I'd be forced to wait over an hour inside whilst freaking out. It's one of the woman's ways of torturing me. Jesus, why would she go out of her way to do that sort of thing to you? Because she's an awful person? Or because she gets off on her power trips? Your guess is as good as mine. She's been doing this kind of stuff to me ever since I was a little kid. The only difference is that now I don't take it lying down anymore. So, she goes without her meds. No, one of the butlers that has worked for me for many years does it. I pay him to go pick them up and for him to be silent on the matter. Wouldn't the hospital keep note of who it was who picked up the prescription and passed it along to her? I've also got some connections at the hospital that take care of that for me. As far as the records go, it says that I'm the one that picked up the meds. Good God, this is disturbing. Wow, you're a lot more resourceful than I thought. You have to be, otherwise you just get walked over by everyone. But I think I'll take this as a compliment there, so thank you. I'm not used to seeing him smile so much. He has a crush on you, dude. He has a crush. He's so much more lively and carefree now that it's just the two of us. Well, what are your plans for the day now? I don't really have much planned. I have a few things I want to check out for myself, though. If you don't mind, I want to pass by a nearby music store. Now you can start playing an instrument? Not really start. I mean, I already do play an instrument. You mean the violin? I remember you mentioned that your grandmother made you play that when you were a kid. I'm surprised you still remember that, but no, I don't mean the violin. I actually play the guitar. Have played for a while. Stop. Stop, no. I don't need to see more Jeremiah in you. I don't need to see that. God. What, really? How come you never told anyone about that? Don't give me the no one's ever asked crap. It's a mix between I don't want that sort of attention and my family wouldn't want people to know that. What do you mean? For both of the reasons. Well, I wouldn't want people thinking I'm some kind of punk. Many people still look on down on those who play such instruments, because they give them the idea of a punk rocker. The same goes for my family, really. They wouldn't want the heir to have that sort of image. Honestly, if I ever decided to join a band, they'd probably have me killed. You're joking, right? Who knows? He's being vague on purpose, isn't he? Either way, he's freaking me out. Regardless, I'm headed to the store to look for a microphone. You guys praised me so much that when we went to karaoke, I decided to try my hand at some home recording. Ooh, that sounds interesting. No, it's nothing. I suppose I can at least have fun while looking for it if I have a friend with me. I chuckle, giving the few encouraging pats in the back. Of course, that sounds like fun. Count me in. Keiko nods excitedly. I'm sorry, but I need to mention this. Keisuke's personality reminds me so much of my boyfriend Jeremiah, it is ridiculous. Now he just mentioned he plays fucking guitar. And he can sing. I'm sorry, stop. Stop, game. Although I'll be honest, I don't even know there is a music store nearby. Are you kidding me? There's music stores everywhere. People kind of live without music these days. Huh, never really noticed. Well, it's kind of like a doctor's office or a church. You're so used to seeing them everywhere that you never really notice them when you pass by them. I suppose that's one way to put it. Is that a fucking helicopter? I did not notice that. Either way, I'm going to the store to help my father do the purchase of my guitar. The owner is a nice guy, if only a bit peculiar. But didn't really expect anything fancy. He hates fancy. I wasn't even expecting to go to a music store at all. Why would I expect something fancy? Well, I suppose that's true. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd also like to treat you to a Let me stop you right there. No. Oh, come on. What's wrong with him wanting to treat you? I can pay for myself. Oh, so what if I pick a super expensive restaurant then? I'll go outside, order a burger, and come back inside with it. You're joking, right? I shrug, smirking. Try me. I believe you. Okay, I just have to say, this whole Alex deal with him not wanting to have other people, like, do things for him because he feels like he doesn't deserve it or whatever. Like, he wants to not be a burden. I fully understand that, my god. He rubs the bridge of his nose and his forehead in an exaggerated gesture to signify his annoyance. Jeez, I can't do a nice thing for you without you turning into an argument. Sorry, I don't like people buying me stuff. You treat Kobayashi all the time there. What's the difference between you treating him and me treating you? The difference is that most of the time, June doesn't have enough money to pay for this stuff. Well, I do. I don't mind treating him. So, if I said I actually want to go someplace that happens to be super expensive, one you wouldn't be able to pay for, then you could let me do it then. Or would you force me to go someplace else that I really don't want to get to? Well, that's... Keiko chuckles, giving me a few friendly taps on the shoulder. Relax, I'm just joking. I'm not a picky eater, so we can eat wherever you'd like. The offer to treat you still stands, though. He winks and laughs, walking away and leaving behind in a daze. Hey, wait up! Keiko guides me through a couple of alleys and less used streets, constantly pulling out which stores he likes or doesn't, as we happen to pass them by. It takes us nearly half an hour to finally reach the music store he said was nearby. Wow. The amount of instruments on display is staggering. I could spend a whole day just counting the number of guitars they have on the front of the store. Oh, okay. Yeah, how can I help you? Holy mother of... I jump away as a deep growly low. Okay. Deep growly low voice from behind me, nearly making me rocket jump a nearby wall. Hey, settle down, you're gonna break inside. Okay, Keisuke, is that you? Keiko walks past me with a big smile on his face, quickly clasping the stranger's hand in a firm handshake. Nice to see you, Kiyoshi-san. You seem to have gained some weight. The man, a lizard with deep green scales that almost glint at the light, does a mock frown. Oh, you're hitting me there. First time I see you in 3 years, and that's the first thing you say to me. And for the record, I haven't gained weight, I've gained muscle. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware that muscles weighed less than air. I'm sorry. So you've gained muscle without getting any heavier, that must be it. Har har, very funny. I see you're still the same smartass. Is Alex not with you? What? This time Keiko frowns, sitting in a couple where he stands. There's an Alex in this? Right. Oh my god, right. Shit. The lizard notices this change and offers a sympathetic smile. Let me guess, you still ain't being chaperoned around town till I decide to ditch him. Keisuke nods, looking over the still smiling lizard. In fact, it seems that the lizard's smile's only widened. I clear my throat, attempt to get them to notice that I still exist. Right, Alex-san, this is Satsui Kiyoshi, is the owner of the store. Ah, yeah, nice to meet you. You're only one of Casey's many employees. That's because I'm not. Wow, don't tell me that nasty moodle robot actually managed to snag himself some friends. Keisuke punches him on the shoulder with a fucking death glare. The rest stand, it looked to be a fairly strong punch, but it barely managed to phase the lizard. He only rubs his heart with a cynical smile on his face. Oh, you woo me, Keisuke. Quite literally, in fact. Could you not say stupid stuff like that in front of him, please? He's my senior at school and at the tennis club. And for the record, I do have friends. The lizard arches an eyebrow, staring down at the feisty hair with a doubtful expression. Last time you were here, the only friends you had were all adults, and they were paid for that. They weren't paid to be my friends. They were paid to work with my father, just happened to become my friends. Those are shrugs. Tomato. Anyway, how can I help you? Been a while since you last stopped by. And whose fault was that? You're the one who dropped me. Lizard grins, wrapping his arm around Keikyun's neck and poking his cheeks. Keisuke for his part showing a remarkable amount of patience, merely glaring at the lizard. Hey, if you want to be a good car racer, you're gonna have to experiment. I can't just up and teach you everything. Don't tell me you came here to ask for more lessons. With a low growl, Keisuke pushes the lizard's arm away, stepping away from the man's massive body. Not even if hell freezes over. Kiyoshi does a mock pout, staring at Keikun as if the hair had just killed his puppy. Oh, don't be like that, Kei-chan. Uncle Kiyoshi still loves you very much. There's no need to be so moody. I have no idea what is going on here. Keisuke speaks through gritted teeth, clenching his fist. Kiyoshi-san, would you mind not acting like an idiot in front of my friend? No, don't be such a stick in the mud, Kei-chan boy. Your little friend here ought to learn the truth about you sooner or later. Truth? The man whips his arm around Keikun again, bending his knees so his head is level with Keisuke's. He then starts rubbing his cheeks against the hair, grinning widely. Keisuke, on the other hand, looks about ready to commit murder. Truth is, Kei-chan and I used to be Lovers. What? Just as I took Rum Hammer in such a revelation, Keisuke punches the lizard full force in the stomach, making the guy double over in pain. Stop joking around, you bastard! You're going to give him the wrong idea! The guy coughs whilst holding his stomach, looking up at Keikun with a pained grin on his face. You're terrible, Kei-chan. Don't make me slug you again. Whoa, Keikun, what are you doing? Oh, relax, he's just faking it. This might not look like it, but his muscle is so much muscle they wouldn't feel anything. My hand is the only thing that hurts. Lizard immediately stands upright, looking with a disappointed expression. Oh, you figured it out. Kiyoshi-san, can we please cut this little theta short today? Already? Kiyoshi smiles widely, opening his arms out. Alright then, can I at least get a hug first? Oh, you don't have to glare at me like that. It's so intense that it hurts. Well, I don't mind stopping it anyway. I ought to make you. I already got to make you so mad, so I'm definitely all set. Well, maybe I should punch you one more time for good measure. That's fine by me, but I think you're just gonna burn your hand. Well, if Alex were here, then it'd be another story. Can someone explain to me what the hell just happened? The lizard turned to look at me, smiling deviously. Certainly, you see, Kei-chan and I... No, he's already heard enough of your explanations. Keikun turns to look at me. Kiyoshi-san is a friend of my father. My father introduced me to him a few years back when I decided I wanted to play guitar. Kiyoshi-san handled the negotiations over the guitar that I have, and he also gave me lessons when I first started. He's also an incredibly annoying person with no sense of tact, personal boundaries, or common decency, and he enjoys getting a rise out of people, always looking for ways to provoke them and make them blow up. Kiyoshi pouts. That's cruel, Kei-chan. I'll let me know that I don't provoke the people I like. Yeah, I could do without that affection of yours, though. Lizard smiles, patting Keikun on the shoulder. His supposedly light tapping is enough to make the hair stumble. Well, I got my fun out of it, so what can I help you with today? Keikun adjusts himself, dusting off the air of his shirt that had gotten touched by the lizard. There's a big handprint on it. You could start by washing your hands after messing around with cleaning products. You were polishing your guitars again, weren't you? Lizard smiles. Something like that, yeah. Don't worry, this thing will come right off. Here, let me show you. Keiko jumps away before the lizard manages to touch his shirt again. You bastard! You're going to rub the stain with your hand to stain it even further, weren't you? Kiyoshi smiles deviously. What? Me? I would never. I don't care, just go wash your hands already. Lizard waves his hand, words off, uninterested. Yes, I see that your highness is still as fussy as always. This is why you can't let yourself a girlfriend. Shut up! Wash hands now! Kiyoshi laughs thunderously, walking to the back of the store. Only now do I realize a couple of people inside the store have been staring at us the whole time. Oh, Jesus! Fuck, no! It's quite packed and most of the people look at it with pity in their eyes. Of course, there's some that stare at us if we were a couple of complete lunatics, which I thought would be the more normal reaction. Keisuke notices my gaze and recomposes himself. Don't worry about it. Most of the people that come over here are regulars. They're already up to speed with Kiyoshi-san's antics. Keikun looks at the stain on his shoulders sagging at the sight. This was one of my favorite shirts too. This is going to be a bitch to clean. I don't point out the fact that he has tons of servants and that he probably doesn't wash his own clothes already. Hey, Kei-chan, I'm back. Lizard tries to grab Keisuke from behind him, but the hair ducks behind and flees. Kiyoshi-san, your hands are soaking wet. Well, you told me to wash them. You didn't tell me to dry them off afterwards. Oh, you're such a piece of work. Whatever, can you just do your job and help me out already? Man immediately straightens himself, his entire facial expression morphing into a more serious look. Of course, what are you looking for? If it's a guitar lessons, I've already told you that. Yeah, you won't teach me anymore. I know that much. It's not like I came over today. Oh? With arched eyebrow, looking staring inquisitively at Keikun. I'm looking for a mic, preferably USB. I don't want to deal with an XLR connection or with a giant sound suite taking up space in my room. Lizard smiles knowingly. You can buy a US mic by just about anywhere. You must want something more specific for you to just come to me. What is it? I want to record myself singing. Just then, the entire earth is shaken by the lizard's booming laughter. Of course, the earth didn't really shake, but it certainly felt like it. Oh my, this is less precious. Little Kei-chan fancies himself a singer now, what? With that bored, annoying voice of yours? Keikun frowns, clenching his fists. I wish I knew I shouldn't have come here. Come on, Alex, let's leave. Hey, hold your horses there. I was just joking around. Sure, I can help you find a good mic. How much you willing to spend? Of course, I don't have to tell you the price doesn't always mean quality, but in most cases, the more dough you're willing to shell out, the better quality mic you'll get. I'm aware. Price is really an issue. What sort of mic would you recommend for an amateur rock singer? Lizard puts a finger to his chin, turning around and glance over his entire store. It's as if his eyes are scanning everything that he can see. Oh, I know just the thing. He walks away from him before returning with a slick back black box. This one here is a thing of beauty. It's a semi-professional mic that should get through almost of anything. It doesn't have boosted gains any frequency, so it might not be a perfect fit for rock, but it's crisp and clear and it can be used for almost any genre. I swear, this dude's personality reminds me of Jeremiah. He sings, he plays guitar, he fucking does rock music. I'm sorry? Stop this! Plus, with friends and family discount, it's a steal. The man winks at Keisuke, who seems too interested in the box he carries to care about it. Yeah, I think this will do. Keisuke reaches for the box at Kiyoshi, but Kiyoshi snatches it away. What now? Kei-chan, I believe I taught you better than that. How can you buy an expensive piece of hardware without testing it out first? Keikun sighs, accepting his fate. Fine, can I use one of your studio rooms for a few minutes while I test it out? I'll have to borrow a computer, of course. Lizard smiles. Nope. Keikun frowns, with confusion. What do you mean by that? How am I supposed to test this thing, and just let me use one of the rooms around? If it's a matter of money, then I... The man just Keisuke to slow down, still smiling. Jeez, relax, kid. You're way too young to be this high-strung over everything. I can't use a room because they're occupied, and considering the size of my waiting list, it'll still be a few hours before I have an opening. That's just perfect. You tell me that we won't let me buy without testing, but then you won't let me test. The lizard, still smiling, makes a whatever. tisk 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 sound will purse in his lips. Oh, my sweet, sweet child, I never said I wouldn't let you test it, did I? What are you suggesting? I have my personal laptop with me. It's got my latest recording submission software. You can test it right here at the counter. What? Keikun freezes, staring at the lizard in astonishment. Meanwhile, Kiyoshi looks incredibly amused by the hare's reaction, waving his hand in front of Keisuke's face. Hello, Eartha K-chan, you still there? Keikun pushes his hand away. Just to be sure, you're not suggesting that I sing here in front of the store, are you? Kiyoshi smiles widely. Ding ding ding, we have a winner! Are you insane, you bastard? There's no way I'm going to sing in public. Why not? If you're gonna buy the microphone and record yourself singing, you must have at least some degree of confidence in your voice, right? And why not sing here? Confidence has nothing to do with this. Lizard crosses his arms, looking haughtily down at Keisuke. Confidence has everything to do with it. What's the point of recording if you're never gonna publish it? I thought you were going to sing and upload it to the internet. Don't tell me you're gonna record it just for the sake of recording. Well... Kiyoshi shakes his head in disapproval, growing in an overdramatic manner. Not this again. It's the same as when I tell you to play guitar. I told you to join a band because you had serious talent, but you just refused to put yourself out there. I have no interest in joining a band in the first place, and if I dedicated that much time to it, then it would just hurt my chance with... Wizard lays his hand dismissal, easily shutting Keisuke up. Yeah, it would hurt your chances with tennis. I've heard that excuse a million times before. Excuse? It's not an excuse. You're just mad because I want to be a tennis player instead of a musician. Oh? Smile wide, suddenly looking incredibly smug. But what is it? What's with the look on your face? No, it's nothing. I was just wondering. Wondering what? Since when you become such a poor liar? Keisuke chokes at the lizard's words. Meanwhile, Kiyoshi stands there looking incredibly proud of himself. When did I lie? You want to be a tennis player instead of a musician? That's bull and you know it. I've seen the look in your face when you're playing the guitar. It's nothing like the look you have when you're playing tennis. And when did you ever see me playing tennis? Don't be stupid, you're my best friend's kid. You think I'd stop keeping an eye on you just because you stopped coming to my store? I've been watching over you since you were born. Keisuke chokes again, staring wide-eyed at the lizard. That's a lie. My father sent me away because he wanted nothing to do with me. He only took me back years later because he found out he couldn't have another heir. Couldn't have another heir? You even listening to yourself? Your dad could have as many kids as he wants to. The only reason he hasn't remarried is because he knows your grandmother will push to get rid of you if he has another child before you take over the company. He's staying single and childish to ensure you continue to be provided for, and that you get the chance to inherit the company. And he only sent you away because your grandmother wanted him to, not because... Hasn't he told you this before? That's a lie! Keisuke's sudden shouting attracts the attention of everyone in the store, and even a few of the people in the streets. Kiyoshi and I stare at him wide-eyed as he breathes heavily, looking at the lizard with eyes full of hostility. Don't cage on me! You want to seek me to believe this crap. My father left me and my mom, to live in poverty for years, forbidding my mom from even telling me I had a father at all. Then he shows out of the blue one day and takes me away from my mom to force me to a stupid company that I never wanted anything to do with, and you want me to believe he's some benevolent figure that wants my best. Cut the crap! We all stand rooted to our spots, staring in shock and awe at Keisuke. There's one vein in his forehead that's pumping so much it looks about to ready to pop. He's breathing heavily after his outburst, trying to catch his breath once again. I really don't think this is the sort of conversation you should be having in front of an unrelated person like me. Or in public. It's alright, Alex-san, the conversation is over now anyway. Keisuke immediately turns and begins walking out of the store with Kiyoshi scrambling to catch up to him. Whoa, hold your horses there, kid. Why are you leaving? I didn't come here to be preached at. I came here to buy a product from someone I trust to know what he's talking about. But if you'd rather criticize me for my life choices, then I can take my business elsewhere. Sheesh, you're so pissy. I really wonder how you're ever going to get a girlfriend. Keisuke blushes. First, that's none of your business. Second, shut up. Keisuke chuckles, giving Keisuke a few encouraging taps on the shoulder. Alright, I promise I won't criticize or do anything else of the sorts, okay? Just stick around and test the mic you want it. Will you get me a room in your studio to test it in? Jeez, these two are quick to get each other's throats and quick to make up, too. And here I thought the mood was going to stay heavy. Sorry, kid, I already told you that my rooms are booked. If you want to test, you're gonna have to do it at the counter. Plus, it's not like offer in terms of people who want to test products. Everyone tests at the counter. But last time I came here, you only tested the guitar at the studio. Yep, I sure did, because you're an exception. Don't get me wrong, I'll let you use one of the private rooms if any of them were free. But since they're not, you're gonna have to do the same thing everyone else does. I'd really rather not sing in public. Hey, kid, you have a tennis shirt and the stupid look. Me? Of course it's you. Is there anyone else standing next to us other than you? What do you mean stupid look? What is it? Kay seems to consider you a good friend if he chose you to bring you here instead of Alex. Who's Alex? Man frowned stared at me in dismay. You don't even know Alex? Shit, you mean Kay? Yesterday? Well, he whizzed me off. You know what? Never mind. Not important. You ever hear Kay sing before? My earliest father is a group of friends he's been going out with quite frequently for a while now. You in that group? If so, you kids ever go to karaoke? Well, yeah, we've gone to karaoke once with him before. His smile widens as he looked awfully pleased at hearing this. Perfect. Now, would you say that Kay here is at least passable as a singer? Well, I wouldn't say passable. So you're saying he's no good? That's not what I'm saying. CK, your friend here says you're halfway decent. That's already a lot better than most people who come to buy mic. She'll be fine. Can this guy let me finish at least one sentence? I'm not sure if that's a good way to convince me. For Christ's sake, you just pick up the damn mic and sing a song. It doesn't have to be good. We only want to see if the mic's good for your type of voice. Alright, fine. Stop nagging me about it already. Kiyoshi smiles. That's the spirit. Well, most I still preferred a little more enthusiasm, but I guess it'll do. I'll go up this computer. Be back in a few. Kiyoshi-san walks away, going behind the counter and filling with a bunch of cables and boxes. That guy's intense. Yeah, sorry about that. If you let Kiyoshi-san get started, then he'll talk your ear off for hours. Can't even get a word in edgewise. No kidding. I guess people like this exist, huh? I'll have to say it was funny when he was talking to Keikun like that, but once he started cutting me off at the time, I'd get pretty annoying pretty fast. Are you really gonna test the mic in the middle of the store? Keisuke shrugs, frowning. Don't really have a choice. If I don't do what Kiyoshi-san wants, then I'll never hear the end of it. Couldn't you just not come over to see me anymore? Didn't you say you guys haven't seen each other in years? He knows where I live, but he avoids visiting because he hates my grandmother. But I'm sure I pissed him off enough, he'd come over just to rant at me. Honestly, I'm surprised he never dropped by once in the past few years, but from what I hear, my father still visits him quite often. Yeah, that thing about your father, Listen, I'd appreciate if you pretend never to hear that, okay? My relationship with my father is tense, despite Kiyoshi-san trying to convince me otherwise. I know my father, and I know what kind of person he is. I'd rather keep as uninvolved with my life as possible, so I prefer not to include him in my conversation with friends, okay? It's one of the few places in my life where I don't have to deal with his influence. Okay? An awkward silence zooms over us afterwards. I need a drink of water. Excuse me. Oh, shit. Sorry. I can't think of a single thing to say to Keikun. I'm saying Keikun just pouts the whole time. He's definitely not in any mood to talk, but he still waits patiently for Kiyoshi-san to call us over. When he finally does, the lizard hands Keikun a big black microphone and with a silver-colored bulbous head. Here you go. This is the Zurl ZMP 7501. It's a decent mid-range dynamic mic with a built-in pop filter at the head, so you can hold it in your hands and sing into it instead of building a new mic stand. No need a bunch of different ports for it. Of course, you can still use a mic stand if you want, but you don't have to worry about a pop filter at least. Do you have any song you want to try? I have a bunch of different karaoke on my computer here, and I could load it for you in a jiffy. Well, to be honest, I planned on testing with a song I wrote myself. Goshi-san grins widely, grabbing Keisuke's neck and rubbing the top of his head, while the hare tried to free himself. You dog, it's a love song for the girl you like, isn't it? Well, of course, I don't even like any girls. Oh, so it's for the guy you like then. That's okay, I don't judge. Keisuke elbows him in the gut. Making the lizard immediately double over in pain once the hare jumps away. It's not like that, stop gooking around in public already. Yoshi-san is wheezy and trying to catch his breath, hacking and coughing in pain. That was a bit too hard. He looks to be genuinely in pain and starts to worry about him. Shit, Cakins, you've had to hit him hard? Oh, please, how many times do you think you pulled this trick on me before? Do you really think I'd still fall for it? And you're trying it twice on the same day? Have some creativity. Yoshi immediately stands upright, rubbing the back of his head and sticking out his tongue cheekily. Oh, you figured it out. You were faking it again? Like I said, this guy's built like a rock. The only one's in pain is me. My elbow really hurts. Ugh. You sure you're alright? You kinda hit me hard there. Didn't break a bone or anything? Isn't this kinda backwards? Why is the person that got hit worried about that his assailant hurt himself hitting him? See, it's completely fine. There's no reason for you to worry, Alex-san. I see. This guy is way too much for me to handle. I don't know why Keikun does it. How? Whatever. Can I borrow a guitar? Acoustic if possible. Oh, I didn't know you knew how to play an acoustic guitar. It's the same thing for the most part. I'm just going to be a little fatter. Kyoshi smiles down behind his counter to pull out a beautiful, incredibly shiny guitar. Well, sure, but the grip can be a little tricky if you're not used to it. Also, this is my baby, so do be careful with it, okay? Keisuke grabs hold of the guitar, carefully inspecting every nook and cranny of it. Alright, this one is great. Mind if I check the tune in? Go ahead, but I believe you'll find it's already tuned. Keisuke nods, strumming the strings of the guitar. Actually, the G and E strings are slightly out of tune. They need to be fixed. Yoshi-san immediately slouches, staring at Keisuke in dismay. Seriously? I thought for sure it was perfect this time. Sorry, no. Wait a second, why are you just taking Keikun's word for it? Don't get me wrong, he's my friend, but don't you have years of experience over him? Shouldn't you know more about this than he does? Yoshi-san purses his lips, looking slightly miffed. Sure, I have more experience, but experience doesn't make out for something else that he has. And that is? Keisuke looks at me as if he just now realized something. Oh, Alex-san, I never told you I have perfect pitch. Perfect pitch? It means he's capable of accurately detecting changes in pitch, no matter how minor, and perfectly name each different key as accurately as the machine, if not more accurately. It's why it's why I so badly want to remain a musician. It's not every day that you'll find someone who has that. Having perfect pitch doesn't mean I'd be a good musician, though. Identifying a note and making music are two very different things. Well, sure, but it would at least make your life a lot easier. Having perfect pitch would make me an incredibly annoying bandmate. I'd be able to detect any mistakes made by my colleagues, however slight they might be. Anyone would go crazy if I constantly and mercilessly pointed out every single minor mistake they made. You think so? I myself would love to have a bandmate that could got me to absolute perfection. That's because you're not normal by any definition of the word. Oh shucks, thanks, kid. That wasn't a compliment. I can't decide whether these two get along well or not. But then again, isn't this kind of more extreme version of the friend relationship with Suichi? Without the mutual antagonism. Keisuke adjusts the strings and tests them out a few more times before exhaling in triumph. Alright, these are perfect. Kyoshi-san, could you place the mic on a stand for a minute? Way ahead of you, kid. Kyoshi-san pushes a black mic stand toward Keisuke. Is this high enough? It has to be a little lower than your mouth, since it also has to capture the guitar. Yeah, it's perfect. Keisuke readjusts himself in his seat, holding the guitar with utmost care. Almost as if he were holding a small child. Oh my, that's a lot of notifications I see here. I'm going to have to check these real quick. School. Okay, sorry. Keisuke knocks on the guitar softly a few times, silently doing a countdown to himself. Kiyoshi saw him press a button on his laptop when I see he's began to record. Oh my god! Oh my god, he's so fucking cute. I love him. Two in a row? Nice. Yeah, obviously two in a row, dude. Well, not obviously, but when I'm in a mood, I'm in a fucking mood. I do two in a row. More actually, considering that in August when I had no internet, part I recorded Echo from part 8 to part 25. If that doesn't tell you I can do shit. I fucking love this dude. Keisuke, I want to fucking kiss him. My god. I mean, technically he reminds me of Jeremiah, so when I meet Jeremiah, I'm gonna kiss him, so whatever. Whatever. Sitting on a small wooden bench in the middle of the store, Keiko starts to strum his guitar. A soft melody echoes from the instrument, suddenly filling the room with its gentle tune. The faint scent of dust, the humidity of the air, the buzzing sound of the people happily chatting by just outside. I notice them less and less as he continues to play. All of my senses begin to tune into that melody. My body can sense nothing more. This feeling is new yet oddly familiar. I know that when I first heard June playing, it was something like that. But while June's was a soft melody that gently wormed its way into your heart, Keisuke's was a gentle song full of passion that stole your senses away. Almost as if you were screaming, "Look at me." Then, as the intro of the song ended, Keisuke turned his head away from the mic to swallow once. I am smiling so badly, right? I love him. I love him so much. My god. Oh. When he turned back and opened his mouth, his voice suddenly echoed through the room, hitting me like space had just exploded. Even though he wasn't particularly trying to do it, his voice commanded so much respect it demanded attention. You could not hear him sing and not watch him intently. Such a thing wasn't allowed. The people in the store noticed him immediately, completely stopping what they were doing to watch him in awe. Some people walking the streets outside heard his voice and quietly walked inside. But if one thing was for sure, it's that all those in this makeshift audience were left completely stunned, unable to take their eyes off of him. Even though this was just an improvised performance. No, this can't even be called a performance. Keisuke's just trying out a new mic. But even then, as soon as he begins to sing, it's as if he's drawn into a completely different world. One where only he exists. Even if he wasn't confident in his voice before, the instant he begins performing, his presence simply filled the room. He exuded confidence. I love him. I love him, my god. Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. I mean, yes, he does look hot, but fucking shut up. He does look good. He does look hot playing like that. Ugh. Fuck off. Uh, he's my territory, bitch. Get the fuck away from him. The fuck was that sentence? Sorry, I'm just looking at my fucking Discord and I'm doing this because, yeah. But just as quickly as the performance had begun, Keisuke's voice begins to soften until he stops singing altogether. And a couple storms later, he also stops playing the guitar. As he whispered the last word and strummed the last note, Keisuke put the guitar down with a smile. Only then did I notice that he had his eyes closed for this whole performance. I spent the whole time looking directly at him, and yet I never noticed that. He takes a look around to see the amount of how the amount of people inside the store has nearly quadrupled in size, and all of them staring directly at him. What's with all these people here? Honestly, if he had eyes closed, how did he not notice all the people coming in? Every single one of the people that came inside to watch him was smiling widely as if they just witnessed something amazing and satisfying. Which, in a sense, I suppose they did. Hell, I couldn't even keep myself from grinning. Keisuke's music, even when I heard him sing before the karaoke, I was not ready for this. When he sings one of his songs, it's like the effect is increased tenfold. Holy crap, kid, you're an amazing singer, too. Shit, you have to go, bro, you just have to. Keisuke choked, taking a few seconds to recompose himself. Don't patronize me, Kiyoshi-san, I know it was nothing special. Patronize you? Kid, I used to be a professional musician. I offer some of the most highly sought-out guitar lessons in Japan. I have one of the biggest instrument store chains in the country. Do you really think I'm the type to offer idle praise? Think about how many times did I praise your guitar playing? You might be good now, but dear God, you sucked ass when you first started. Of course I did. We just started. You can't expect someone to be a good guitarist after just 1 week. Kiyoshi-san smiles widely. If you truly want something, then you'll always find a way. Don't say such unreasonable things with a smile on your face. No, I don't really think it's that unreasonable. No, it was. It was completely unreasonable. You're a completely unreasonable person. Kiyoshi-san starts to pout, fitted around with comically blown-up cheeks. What? That's so not true. I'm a very reasonable person. You threw an ashtray at my face once because I couldn't get a solo right. Hey, that's not being unreasonable. I gave you ample time to practice it and you fudged it up. You gave me 2 days, and I had only been playing the guitar for 2 weeks by then. The hell are you talking about? I just want to chime in and say that throwing things at people is completely unacceptable regardless of what reason you might have. Kiyoshi-san frowns. Oh, so you're one of those? That's too bad. Here I thought we'd get along. One of those? One of those what? Those silly people who think you're not supposed to administer physical punishment to a child. Ooh, it ruins their childhood and all that. Oh, shut the fuck up. Okay, fans, okay, people watching this video, it's time to fucking deliver a beatdown on this fucker. You wanna know what physical punishment does to children? It teaches them that it's okay to fucking hurt people. It teaches them it's okay to fucking hurt people to get their way. And that's not a lesson you should be teaching your fucking child. My God, I fucking hate these retards. Excuse me, but how are those two things even related? I'm not a child, I'm 17 years old. I'll be 18 in a couple of months, for crying out loud. 18's nothing, kid. Wait till you're 40s like me. Will I be allowed to throw an ashtray at your face, then? Kiyoshi-san bellows out a thunderous laugh, completely filling the store with his booming voice. Well, safe to say the few people that have walked away after Keisuke's finished performing have now vacated the premises to save their eardrums from popping. That's the spirit, kid. Of course you can throw an ashtray at my face. Not sure it'll do much damage, though. Seriously, everything about you is unreasonable. How can your skin be so hard in the first place? That's for you to know, and you to go nuts trying to find out. Keisuke growls in frustration. Okay, I'll admit, watching these two talk is incredibly funny. It is. It really is. Seriously, it's taken all my self-control to keep from bursting out laughing. Meanwhile, I still have the scar from the ashtray at my forehead. Oh yeah, your papa screamed at me for 2 hours straight when you came home that day. Of course he did. No matter what kind of father it is, I came home bleeding from my forehead. Plus, my father was the least of your problems. So don't remind me. Alex threatened to cut me to pieces and throw me into the dumpster. Talk about overreacting. I'm sure he was just bluffing. I hope. Doesn't matter. The message was driven home. No way I'm laying a hand on you after that. Haven't done near 3 years and won't do it now. Good. At least I won't worry about any more heavy objects flying at my face. About this scar you said you have, how come I've never seen it? Keisuke sighs, touching his left brow, and the tip of his fingers are pulling his fur apart. Lucky for me, the fur still grew over it, but you can still see it if you look close enough. Oh yeah. That's a pretty big scar, right? I can't even begin to imagine how much that must have bled. Sheesh, you have to keep trying to make me feel bad about it, kid. How many times have I apologized already? I'm not trying to make you feel sorry, even though you should. And that question to your answer is none. You've never apologized for it. Oh, yeah. Well, no, you start now, am I right? He starts laughing again, seemingly incredibly amused with himself. I can't decide if this guy is a genius or an idiot. I'll just cut the difference and say he's a jidiot. Okay. A jidiot, huh? Clever, I know. You're an oaf, you know that. Why, thank you. I'm the oafiest of oafs. Again, not a compliment. Either way, you can play back the recording for me so we can decide if there's a good mic for me. Sure, just hang on a second. Let me clean up the audio file just a tiny bit. He fills with a bunch of knobs and settings that I cannot even begin to understand. Once satisfied, he hands out headphones to Keisuke. Alright, listen for yourself. I personally think it sounds great. Keisuke puts in the headphones, finally answering once and for all the question I've always had in mind. How do rabbits and hares wear headphones? Apparently it's far easier than I thought. I made that? This is me? This is really me? Yep, I assume you ever heard yourself recorded through a high-fidelity mic. This is what you actually sound like to other people. I told you, you got tremendous talent as a singer. Are you sure you don't want to consider it? No, thank you, but still, I can't believe I actually sound like this. I'm even more excited to start recording songs. That's the spirit, kid. So you'll be taking this one then? For its wholesale price, you don't really need to worry about money. You remember my guitar? Pretty safe to say money was never going to be an issue. Hey, your dad bought it for you. You didn't buy it out of your own pocket. True, but I could. Yoshi-san chokes. How much money do you have saved up? Over 90% of all the money I've been given since my father took me in. The lizard whistles in admiration. That's quite a lot of dough, and I already know your dad gives you a ridiculous amount every week. You tell me. I've told him that the amount he gives would last me 6 months, but he doesn't listen. Wow, talking about first world problems here. With his reaction to hearing me speak, I think it's safe to say that Keisuke forgot I was here in the first place. Sorry, Alex-san, I guess to you it sounds like I'm whining about having too much money. I don't have to apologize for that. I'm just casually ribbing you over how absurd your complaint just now was. I don't care how much money you get. Yeah, the thing is, I care. I didn't like my father give me money, let alone that much. Seriously, kid, learn to depend on your dad a little. It's not as bad as you make him out to be, I swear. No offense, Kiyoshi-san, you might have grown up with him, but I'm the one who lives with him. I know how he treats me. And I already said I didn't want to talk about this, so can we please drop it? Alright, no one to get pissy again. Let me just get the boxes up and you be on your merry way. It doesn't take him long to get the microphone bag neatly again inside of the box. I only have the opportunity to glance at the price sticker before Kate has already ripped it out. Paid for the mic. Okay, I need to fucking piss. I'll be right back. Jesus Christ. Hello guys, I'm back. Thank you, Kyoshi-san. It was nice seeing you again, despite everything. For sure, kid. Don't be a stranger anymore, okay? I swear, if you go another year without visiting me, I'll break in the house during light and I'll shake you awake. Good luck with that. The hounds would tear you apart. Pretty sure my skin is hard enough to start a dog bites. Keisuke's smile is so eerie it's sending chills down my spine. It's off-putting, to say the least. Who said anything about biting? Or dogs? Despite me not understand what he's implying, Kiyoshi's expression suddenly switched to a very somber one. Oh. Yeah, that might actually kill me, alright? Guess I'll tread carefully after all. Don't worry, Kyoshi-san, I'll come visit you again soon. Sorry I've been away for so long. The two wave each other goodbye and threw back to the street. Keisuke walks around with his chest puffed up in pride and excitement, holding on to the bag and his new microphone. You seem awfully chipper now. Of course I do. You didn't hear the recording. You have no idea how good it was. No, I didn't. I did hear the live version, though, and let me tell you, it was good. His cheeks begin to pink up. It was nothing special, really. Why don't you just accept the compliment already? Everyone tells you you're a great singer, and you still can't accept it. It's annoying, you know? I didn't mean... Oh, relax. Just keep an open mind, okay? We're not pulling your leg when we tell you that we like your singing. It's really good. And so is your guitar playing. I have to say, I agree with Bushi-san. I think you'd make a good musician. The change in his demeanor is so sudden that I freeze. Why? You think I can make it as a tennis player? But, no, that's not what I'm saying. It's just that... Just what? I'm not talented enough? Just... To me, it looks like you're more talented when it comes to music. Keisuke's eyes turn into slits and he huffs a couple of times. I see. He picks up his face, walking faster than before. I have trouble keeping up. Damn, that is one spry rabbit. Oh, whatever. I start running after him. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, fuck. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I see a huge, massive black fur jump between us and grabbing Keisuke by his shoulders. Got ya! Unable to stop myself, I collide into the massive fur. He smells... Hey, let go of... He turns around to look at me, and his glare immediately chills me all the way down to my bones. The man, a wolf with piercing blue eyes, or were they green? I'm not so sure. Not now, focus! I suddenly reached a hand out from my neck, completely caught by surprise. It was too late to react. Stop! Keisuke shouted, because I prefer the worst. I suppose going to mug us probably beat me half to death while at it. But unexpectedly, his hand stops just numerous inches from my neck. What the hell do you think you're doing? Keisuke walks around the man, flicking him on the nose. Could you not do that? The man looked sternly down at the hair, but Keisuke merely crossed his arms and stared angrily at the wolf. What's going on here? Aren't you robbing us? No, aren't you robbing him? Wolf made a gesture with his head, pointing at Keisuke. What? Me robbing Keikun? Of course not. Alex, what the hell are you doing here? Oh, so his name was Alex. And oh gold, you stink to high heavens. What the hell is this stench? The wolf, Alex, steps away from me. This is fucking... God, I forgot you had... Oh my god. Fuck. Now that he's in tower over my side, I can see he's wearing a black vest over a white business suit with a red tie around his neck. I'm just doing my job, taking care of potential assailant. In this sense, this is your doing. What am I doing? What did I do? You threw your phone in a dumpster. And you dove after it? The wolf nods. Of course I did. I thought you got attacked in the street. Someone threw your wounded self into the dumpster. A sane person would have noticed that I threw it away to not get tracked. But then again, a sane person wouldn't install tracking software onto someone else's phone, so I don't even know why I bothered to try and reason with you. He frowns, crossed his arms. Guys, lovely chat, but I have two things to say to it. Number one, I'm downwind from you, so I'm gonna walk to Keisuke's side, so it's not just to kill me. Please. Tap me while I do so. The wolf nods. Second of all, who are you? That's what I wanted to ask you. Oh, you know who he is, Alex. He's my senior from the tennis club. Oh, so he's the Alex I've been hearing so much about. What do you mean so much about? Ignore him, he's exaggerating. You already know my family is rich. What you might not have noticed that, well, we have a lot of servants of many kinds. And what exactly does many kinds mean? Keisuke opens his mouth to respond, but gets cut off by the wolf. It varies. They range from the gardeners that take care of the flowers and trees to the bodyguards. Honestly, name any kind of possible servant, and the odds are the Urshihara Corporation has them. Keisuke nods. This is Alexander Drake. He's my personal bodyguard. And language tutor, translator, and sometimes a cook. You a personal bodyguard? Alexander raises an eyebrow. You are aware of his status, aren't you? Did you really think he wouldn't have one? Well, he also doesn't go to an elite rich person academy, so I thought... Bah, that's because it's interesting I'm going to this school. You had to hear it. How much he whined to his father wanting to go to the same school as you and... Ah, shut up! He's covered Alexander's mouth with both of his hands. The wolf looks completely unimpressed by this. Wait, what? He wanted to go to the same school as me, but we didn't even know each other yet. How can that... Nonsense. He's speaking nonsense. Pay him no mind. But... I said, pay him no mind. Alright. Jesus, Kiss could be scared when he's flustered. Ah, no, but seriously, Alex, you stink. Well, it's not exactly my fault. Could you clarify that story about the dumpster again? I don't think I quite got it yet. Oh, about that. This guy hacked my phone and installed tracking software on it so he could know where I was when I went out. I noticed that my phone's carcass was slightly bent out of shape this morning and decided to check. Once I realized what had happened, I put my phone inside his backpack, gave Alex the slip like I usually do, and threw the backpack into a random dumpster on the way so he wouldn't find me. Tracking software. Isn't that illegal? In the end, it got covered in some foul substance that seemed to be decomposing meat that was thrown in the dumpster. That smell attracted a pack of wild dogs that chased me down 3 blocks. That's the most cartoonish thing I've ever heard in my life. Could stuff like that even happen in real life? Up to this morning, I would have said no. No. Getting chased by a pack of wild dogs because of meat juices is just... That's just too surreal to be allowed to be true. But before that, I think I have a more important question to ask. Back up a minute here. Why'd you have to give him the slip? That... My contract dictates that I accompany Keisuke at all times when he's not at school. Unfortunately, he refused to allow me to do my job and continuously sneaks away from me. You're his bodyguard, and you're trying to keep an eye on him? How could he even throw you off like that? Dolph sighs, perhaps the first sign of any kind of emotion I've seen from him so far. As a child, I taught him to sneak around because I thought it might be useful one day he got kidnapped. But from the looks of it, I seem to have done too good a job. Keisuke smirks. Upon seeing the expression on his face, Alexander groans loudly. And this one seems to take pleasure on escaping me, even if it ends up with me having to pay cut every single time. Which I always cover in full and throw in a little bonus. That's neat, I guess. Guess Keiko is sneaker than I initially give him credit for. Oh yeah, I'm practically a ninja. Ninjas don't wear expensive Melvin Klein dress shirts when they go out. Neither do I. I sold the Melvin Klein ones and bought these Chinese knockoffs. Pretty good, right? Can't even tell the difference. Wolf smiles, shaking his head in amusement. Oh, you're too much. You keep finding ways to amuse me. Not my fault you're easily impressed. I get you two having a moment and all, but the smell is starting my nose and eyes burn. Alright. As if he only now remembered about it, Alexander takes a few steps back. Honestly, every single bystander that has passed us by has crooked their nose and walked away in a hurry to get away from this terrible smell. Yes, it's true. Alex, go back home and take a shower for the love of gold. And risk you give me the slip again? I don't think so. Plus, with my thoughts without you, then I have to start with a duck in my pay. Alright. Just go look for a nearby bathhouse and go buy some new clothes while you're at it. Drop those at a dry cleaners. I'll reimburse you for everything. And... Keisuke groans. And I'll pick up the phone when you call to tell you where I am. Very well, as long as you promise to do so when I will offer no complaints. I'll see you soon. Alexander bows to Keisuke and walks away. He conveniently forgot that I was here and chose to ignore it. Wow, so you have a servant. Yeah, honestly, I thought you'd be able to get considering how much you already knew I came from a rich family. Almost all rich families have servants. Maybe in a shonen manga, this is the real world, not so much. Oh really? Tell me then, how many rich families do you know in the real world? Alright, you got me there. Alex has been with me for many years, almost as long as I've been with my father. You said something about being your language tutor. What's that about? Oh, Alex knows a ton of languages. He's fluent in every single one of them. So far, I've only managed to learn a couple, but I'm not anywhere near fluency in most of them. This reminds me. You talked to the transfer student in French that day. Did Alex teach you French too? Keisuke nods. Alex is much better than me, though. He doesn't even have an accent. You could mistake him for a native. You must have studied a lot to learn all those. Yeah, I don't really know much of his background, but I do know he spends pretty much every moment when he's not with me either reading up on something new or practicing. Huh, that's interesting. So I guess we'll have a third person coming soon. At that moment, I could have sworn I saw malice in his eyes. Keisuke smiles, looking eerily proud of himself. Not exactly. But you said... I said I'd pick up his call and tell him where I am when he calls. I never said about still being there when he gets there. That's evil. He shrugs. I wouldn't call it evil so much as cunning. Honestly, the only reason Alex falls for these is because he lets his guard down around me. Even though I'm always outsmarting him, he never gives me credit enough and ends up underestimating me. That's how you lose. That's Machiavellian. I know, I take pride in my cunning. I shake my head. That's not a very nice thing to do, though. He's just trying to do his job. Sure, I get that. If I really wanted to antagonize him, I wouldn't make sure to always repay him for the pay cuts he gets because of me. It's just having to be constantly watched wherever I go out. It feels like I'm a mouse trapped in a cage. Is it so wrong for me to want to go out and enjoy myself like an old person? I know this is probably just first world problems to you, but I really hate having to be constantly kept under watch. People treat me differently because of who I am. I'm constantly told about how awesome my life is, and I feel like nothing for it. Honestly, I miss the days when I was a poor boy living with a single mother. At least back then I had the freedom to be who I wanted to be, and do what I wanted to do. Now I just have my life picked out for me, and people to watch me and keep me in line. Excuse me. His shoulders sag ever so slightly. His shoulders sag ever so slightly, and I notice them quiver as he covers his eyes with his hand. It's all just so exhausting. I just want to be treated like a normal person. Sorry, how about we change the subject? This is obviously a delicate issue for you. Despite his best attempt to smile, ends up looking too forced. It's easy to notice he's only doing it for my benefit. I guess it really is. Sorry, Alexon. I'm not used to talking about this with anyone, so it's easy to lose control of myself when I do. But don't get me wrong, it annoys me to know I'm forced to see Alex with me everywhere, but everywhere I go, but I bear him no ill will. Alex is my friend, has been for many years. He looks away sighing, his ears flopping down his face. I know this is a telltale sign of how upset he is right now, but I can't stop thinking about how funny he looks. I'm a terrible friend. You two certainly seem close. Does Alex live at the mansion too? Servants are allowed to let outside if they wish so. Alex has an apartment in the city, and he alternates between the two. I guess he only uses the apartment when he wants some privacy. He spends most of the time at the workplace in the end. And by the way, it's called Family Estate, not Mansion. I couldn't care less what it's called. Still, I think it'd be rude to just say that out loud, so I merely nod. If you say so. Anyway, I'm feeling a bit hungry now. How about we go eat? Hopefully something to brighten his mood. I suppose we could. It's time for lunch either way. Or we could do something else if you really don't want to, then we don't have. Jeez, settle down. Why are you being so considerate of me all of a sudden? It's creepy. Knock it off. I'm always considerate of everyone. Really, was it out of consideration that you stole my Castella cake at lunch last week? Oh, come on, it was just a piece of cake. You can buy it anywhere on the street. If you're still upset about it, I'll buy you a new one. You're really clueless. You can't buy that cake anywhere on the street. It came from a special bakery in Nagasaki. My father had it special delivered to our house. Oh. And by the way, that cake costs 50,000 yen, so what? I'm sorry, what? I need to fucking check this, bitch. Holy fucking hell. Okay. That's $445. Well, it's technically $456, but $446. What the fuck? Oh my god. Cakes be that expensive? Honestly, you were lucky it was a simple Castella cake. It's the cheapest one they have at that bakery. The cheapest one? As if my dismay was somehow incredibly entertaining, Case gives me a few pats in the back. Relax, you didn't know, so when I should pay you back, that slice of cake would probably cost you a week your allowance. Plus, buying a whole new cake would be no sweat off my back. Yeah, if you say so. How can a cake even cost that much? Note to self, never take something from Keisuke's lunchbox without double checking how much it costs. Or maybe just not take something, period. How about we skip lunch and go right to the dessert? I never picked you for the type that prefer to eat sweets. Most of the time I don't, but come on, wouldn't it be fun to just go for a cake shop and eat as much cake as we can? Sure, fun. Almost sounds like a date. You really think so? Wow, you were easier to convince than I thought. Of course, every 15-year-old girl deserves to skip lunch and eat cakes every once in a while. Not funny. Really? Because where I'm standing, it's hysterical. Before I have time to react, he flicks my nose as hard as he can. How? What was that for? Something I picked up from Alex. Canines have very sensitive noses. A simple flick can have just as much as a strong pinch. I have to say, I'm not so sure that guy isn't a bad influence on you. Is that so? Maybe I just happen to like it bad, then. No, really, the prim and proper Keisuke likes it bad. All sorts of secrets are coming out today. Keisuke laughs, finally seeming to have relaxed. It's a very roundabout way, but I seem to have managed to raise his spirits. You're impossible to deal with, always with the bad jokes. Well, since you like it bad, that must mean you love my jokes. Keep dreaming. With a spin of his heels, he does a full 180 and walks away, leaving me to eat dust. What? Hold on! Keikun takes me to a fancy-looking cake shop close to the heart of the city. In fact, it's way too fancy-looking. Without a care in the world, Keikun sits down at a vacant corner table and picks up a menu. I follow suit. Wow, this place is so fancy. Everything here looks so My eyes immediately dart to the purchase of the menu. Everything in here is super expensive! Yes, I'm aware. There's no need to announce that for all the store to hear. The turn out to customers and employees alike are staring at me. Sorry. Keiko snickers, hiding his face with his menu. The little bastard having a laugh at my expense, isn't he? Hey, Keiko, I thought we agreed we wouldn't go to this super expensive place. I remember no such agreement. I can't pay for the stuff here. Such a shame. I guess it means you'll have to let me treat you. You little... That's what your plan all along wasn't, to pressure me into pay and letting you pay. Ingenious, I know. Or I can just walk away and go eat somewhere else. Keisuke shrugged on so on. You could, but then you have to face the embarrassment of looking the employees in the face after you walked in, sat down, and street loudly about the prices only to leave without buying. You suck. Proudly. Keisuke places his menu down and lifting up a hand to call a waitress. Hi, good morning. I'll have a strawberry shortcake. Almost scribbles it down on her notepad and turns to look at me. I haven't even decided yet. Alex, let's not keep the lady waiting, okay? We wouldn't want to get in the way of her doing her job. This little even is a countermeasure of my thriftiness. Fine, get me a lime cheesecake. Keisuke was admiration. That's one of the most expensive things on the menu. But no, I mean, get me Keisuke was with a devious smile. Just get him a cheesecake, please. Thank you. The waitress nods and starts the line to get us our order. You did that on purpose, didn't you? Yes, seeing you freak out over money is admittedly very funny. And a little bit cute. Oh, you're terrible. Am I? Isn't this the same way you treat Kobayashi? What? Of course not! Ah, is that the sound of dawning realization I hear? I place meals on the table, holding my head with my hands as I reconsider all my life choices. Oh my god, a piece of shit. Kiss gives me a few taps on the back, still smiling. Don't worry about it. Unlike you, Kobayashi only refuses out of courtesy. He actually likes it when you treat him. What do you mean, unlike me? Well, he's afraid to burden his friends, but he's happy that they think of him and want to treat him. You, on the other hand, are an anal fool who refuses other people's kindness because of pride. I have to tell you, it can be quite annoying. But hey, that's a mean thing to say, albeit true. Don't worry about it so much. I tell you, I enjoy treating you. It's fun. Although I guess I can see how it would confuse you. Back when I told you about my family, I also told you that I hated people who tried to approach me to take advantage of my money. But the thing is, I know you don't care about that. I know you're actually my friend because of me. So I want to treat you. Is it so wrong? It's confusing for one. Wouldn't that qualify as taking advantage? With all the hoops you make me jump to just let me buy you a piece of cake, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no, it doesn't. The waitress comes back with 2 plates of cake, places them in front of us, and walking back to her post without delay. It's been so long since the last time I had this cake. Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god, stop. He's so fucking cute. Keiko digs a spoon of the soft cake and immediately puts a bite on his hands, squealing in delight. Wow, not only is your taste in cakes girly, but the way you eat them is too. Shut up if I'm going to order you a party platter. I'll shut up. He doesn't love me as he continues to savor his cake. I'll admit, it looks really good, though. Aren't you going to try a cake? Oh, right. I completely forgot about it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, I love it. The lime cheesecake looks actually very tempting. Although I was expecting a Japanese cheesecake when I first ordered, I found myself face to face with a pie? Noticing the strange look on my face, Keiko chimes in. Don't like it? No, not that. It looks very good. Whatever it is. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Oh my god. He then laughs, pouring his fork in my cheesecake. That is a cheesecake, a Western one. I think this one is based on American cheesecakes. This is cheesecake, but there's no cake. It's custard. They call it a cheesecake, and also I don't think that's custard, but then again, I'm not sure. Either way, this show specializes in Western desserts, so if you want a Japanese cheesecake, you should have specified. You didn't even give me time to look at the menu. I know! Crazy how that worked out, right? Now eat your cheesecake. You mean cheese pie? He shrugs again, stuffing out more shortcake. Whatever you want to call it, just eat the damn thing. God, that was adorable. I loved that. That was absolutely glorious. I totally cut off a piece with my fork and put it in my mouth. So... this is awesome! Oh, is that so? I'm glad you liked it. Hell yeah, it's tangy, it's sweet, the dough is really crisp and crunchy, and the filling is soft. This is probably one of the best things I've ever tasted in my life. I'm glad I could try it then, I really am. Although it worries me how expensive this is. Don't start! Sorry. Keiko stares me down with a severe expression for a few seconds before cracking up and starting to laugh. What is it? There's something on my face? No, it's nothing. Oh, come on, tell me. I'm just thinking about how much fun I'm having. I thought it was gonna be a day like any other, but having you around certainly makes things more fun. I cross my arms, staring at it with the most smug look I can muster. That's so. We've barely done anything, and I'm giving you a good time. Man, I really am the best, huh? Don't let it go to your head, smartass. I shrug. Well, thank you for pushing me today. This isn't the sort of place I'd ever visit on my own, but it turned out to be really good. Of course, thanks for accompanying me today. Shall we head off? Oh, one sec, let me finish my cheesecake. I quickly wolf down the remainder that was on my plate. We get up and head to the counter. Keiko hands the cashier a card, then asks to swipe. In less than 5 seconds, the transaction is complete. Have a nice day. It's now a bit past 12 when we leave the store. But 12 in the afternoon, I'm guessing. Even if the slices seem small, they end up being surprisingly filling. Where to now? I was thinking of heading home, actually. But you're kidding! I mean, I haven't really planned anything else. I thought we'd just hang out until lunchtime and then leave. You call that a hangout? We've been together for less than 2 hours. It's actually been a little over 2 hours. I don't care. Come on, we're going to do something else. I grab Keiko's arm and start to drag him away. But, like what? Oh. You don't have anything in mind either, do you? Not really, no. He flicks me in the nose again, making me yelp. Hey! If we insist we do something, then at least stop to actually think of something, you airhead. I swear, Kobayashi is starting to rub off on you. Shun's not an airhead. Keiko crosses the last staring with a look that says, oh, really? Fine, he's kind of an airhead. Kind of an airhead? I talked to him for 5 minutes yesterday, only for him to suddenly snap back to reality, look at me and say, oh, hey, Rishihara-san, it's nice to see you. He didn't even know I was talking to him. Yeah, he's kind of zoned out most of the time. He said has the understatement of the year. Let's see, where could we go? Movies or park? Park. How about a walk at the park? A walk at the park? Geez, could you possibly be more bored of my suggestion? Yeah, we could stroll around through nature, and it would be a good way to help digest our meal. I don't think I need any help digesting a slice of cake. Oh, come on, do you have anything against the park? I don't have anything against it, but I don't have anything for it either. It's just a park. People go there for picnics and such. Big whoop. You're not very into nature, are you? Afraid not. Well, in that case, it's just one reason why we should go to the park. How is such a reason for going? I grab his hand and start leading him away. Nature is good, and God knows we can't get enough of it in a big city. But my house is surrounded by a ton of trees. Really? Yeah, the Arishihara estate in Saitama is located in the outskirts of the city, surrounded by a huge grove. Oh. I didn't know that. Oh well, we can still go anyway. But why? Walking around never hurt anyone. Not true. There are many cases of people who drop dead in the middle of a walk. A nice try, but correlation and causation aren't the same thing. Damn it! Stop pulling him for a second, turn around to face him. Is this really something that you absolutely don't want to do? He suddenly looks away. Oh, so now is when he decides to be bashful about it. Well, I wouldn't say absolutely, but... Okay, good enough. Let's start pulling him away again. Hey! If you have nothing against it, then we're going for it. Just let me finish talking! Life's too short for idle prattle, Kei-chan. Kei-chan, you're imitating Kiyoshi-san, aren't you? Oh good, that means I did a good impersonation. Kiyoshi-san would never use the word prattle. I said good impersonation, not perfect. Give me a break. Keisuke starts to walk alongside without needing to be pulled along. Fine, let's just get this over with. Yay, that's the spirit. The feeling of being surrounded by trees and grass is very relaxing indeed. Even though we're in the middle of spring and it's quite early afternoon on a Saturday, the park is almost completely deserted. Wow, there's almost no one here. Once the cherry blossoms bloom, most people lose their interest in going to parks. Well, I had no interest in seeing the cherry blossoms, and I suppose it's at least an explanation. Are you always this sour about everything? He looks away, scratching his cheek in embarrassment. Sorry, I can be a bit of a whiner sometimes. I just don't really understand what people see in parks, you know? I mean, it's just trees and grass, big whoop. You might have lived in a house surrounded by nature, but do try to remember that many people haven't. I suppose it could be a reason. We walked to a nearby bench. Even though he doesn't notice it, Kate has been not so stealthily eyeing this bench for a while. Do you want to have a seat? Well, no, I mean, we came out to take a walk, right? Yeah, we did, but sitting down and enjoying the environment is good too. Trying to encourage him, I take a seat in one of the far corners of the bench. Without much more hesitation, Keikun followed suit. I like coming to the park every now and then. It's a good way to decompress sometimes. I usually just play guitar when I want to relax. It's good to have hobbies, isn't it? Say, Keikun, you and Kiyoshi-san seem to be pretty close. And yet you said you hadn't visited in 3 years. Why is that? Boy, you're really good at asking uncomfortable questions, aren't you? Oh, sorry, I didn't know it was a sensitive subject. It's not, it's just... He sighs, turning his face to look at me. Back when I first bought my guitar, my father asked Kiyoshi-san to teach me how to play. Despite also having been born in a pretty rich family, Kiyoshi-san rebelled against them to become a musician. He was a very good guitarist, but because something happened, he ended up having to quit the band. Either way, he now owns a countrywide chain of instrument stores, and the one he runs also doubles as a studio where he teaches guitarists, so all in all, you could say he's doing very well for himself. 3 years ago, Kiyoshi-san told me he wouldn't teach me anymore. Said that there's only so much I could learn from copying others and that I needed to work on my music on my own. I was pretty pissed. I knew for a fact that he never did this to any of his other students, so I thought it was just an excuse for him to get rid of me. Only some time later did I realize that he was trying to groom me. He was being harder and more demanding with me because he thought I could become a good player and wanted me to push myself. It took me a while to figure that out, and when I did, it had already been so long since I last talked to him that I just felt awkward coming back. It did help that I got really mad at him when the whole thing happened and called him all sorts of names. Wow, I can't imagine you ever being violent. I really wouldn't call it violence. I never did anything to hurt him. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't have. But yeah, I completely lost my temper back then. In the end, I wanted to see him again and mend that bridge, but I just felt so awkward about it that I never did. Of course, I went to his store today because he was the one I chose to tell me with this, but I fully expected him to just be mad at me and turn me away. In the end, to him, it's like that never even happened. He wasn't mad at me for insulting him and whatnot, he was only mad at me for never showing up again. Man, I'm surrounded by all these great people, it's kind of overwhelming. I skip a little closer when the bench doing an encouraging pat in the back. Well, any reasonable person would know that fights don't last forever, you know? Even if you have a falling out, it's not like you never want to talk to each other ever again, right? I suppose by this point you should have already noticed I'm beyond awkward with people. I never really had much contact with people who weren't either being paid by my father or looking to please my father, so I'm not used to being myself. Talking to people that filters hard sometimes. Hey, you've had us for friends for over a year. What do you mean you're not used to it? Oh, please, every time we hang out as a group, I just end up bickering with Urata and annoying everyone else. Ah, so this means you are aware of it. Good, we thought the two of you lacked complete self-awareness. Sorry, I'll try to ease on the bickering. It won't change one bit, will it? Oh good, so you're aware too. Keisuke begins to laugh, and affected by it, I follow suit. God, I don't think I've ever seen him laugh like this. Man, I still can't believe I've known you guys for a full year. I have to be thankful to Michiguchi-san for introducing me to you all in the first place. Yeah, Sai's a really good judge of character. She's very perceptive when it comes to people. On the other hand, that also means she's crazy good at pushing people's buttons. Oh, for sure. She probably knows things about every single one of us that we wouldn't want anyone to find out. And the crazy part is, she usually figures out those by just casual interaction. Oh, so she's Vara's. Okay. Michiguchi-san really is scary, huh? Since we're on the topic of Saya... Hey, Keiken, you mind if I ask you a question? Depends on the question. Well, what sort of relationship do you and Saya have? His face immediately goes blank. Beg your pardon? Like, you guys are pretty close together. Right? When we're in the club, you two are always doing stuff together. When the whole group gets together, you're always closer to Saya. You guys spend a lot of time together. Wait, are you asking me if we're dating? I nod. Absolutely not. Wow, that was a quick answer. Don't get me wrong, I like Michiguchi-san tremendously as a person. She's a great friend, I'm happy to have known her, but I have no romantic feelings for her whatsoever. She's like an older sister to me. I thought for sure you two. God no, the thought of it is not a pleasant one. Plus, if she and I were ever to date, it's safe to say she'd completely emasculate me. Yeah, you're not good at steering around, and then she'd take the lead in the relationship and run away with it. Sai's had 3 boyfriends since I met her, and only one ever complained about this kind of thing. Then that was Murasaki-san. So, you don't have a crush on anyone, huh? Why are you asking me all this in the first place? Well, we never had much one-on-one time, so I'd like to get to know you better. And are these questions you routinely ask other friends? I don't bother asking Soichi, because he's married to his work, and June. To be honest, I have a hard time picturing June dating. If I told those two what you just said about them, I'm pretty sure they'd cry, hit you on the head. Let's not mention any of this to them, okay? Keisuke nods. He looks at the horizon line and takes a deep breath. I don't know. What don't you know? It's my answer to your question. Do you have a crush on anyone? I don't know. How can you not know? There is someone that I enjoy spending time with, but I don't think I'd go as far as called a crush. I think the two of us are just friends, plus I don't really know them all that well. Is it one of the girls in our club? No, but you don't really spend any time with anyone at school other than us. It's no one you've ever talked to, so don't even bother asking. I guess even Keikun is someone he likes, huh? What about you, Alexon? I know you've had 3 girlfriends since I first met you, but all your relationships seem to be short-lived. Yeah. For some reason, I'm a bit popular. I always suck at saying no to people when they seem to have great expectations from me, so... Yes, Michiguchi-san told me. You accept girls' confessions, date them for a while, then act like a terrible boyfriend until they break up with you. Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of sad. It's very sad. I don't like the idea of hurting someone, but I just... My mind just blanks out when someone confesses to me. I never really pictured you for a player. A player? He stood with the most blank expression possible. You know, someone who dates lots of women. Hey, I am not a player. Your record disagrees with you. No, but I just... It's impossible to explain this kind of thing. I feel someone's hands on my shoulder when I look to my side and notice Cake had rubbed my back. Is he trying to comfort me? Don't worry so much about it. Many people have hard time saying no. Although I have to admit I'm a bit worried about how those girls felt through the whole thing. Just don't remind me. I try not to think of those things. So you've never really had feelings for anyone? I shake my head. Not really. I always thought it was just a matter of finding the right girl, but none of them ever clicked. I could be doing things with them, talking to them, and being intimate with them, but at the end of the day, I just felt blank. It's probably tough for you, huh? Kinda. I wish I would just fall in love with someone, but I can't really picture that happening anytime soon. Wouldn't that make your life as a pro player more difficult? How so? I mean, think about it. As a professional, you have to travel all over the world to participate in tournaments, even if you took a girlfriend with you. The truth is, you wouldn't have time to spend with her. What with practice, competitions, working out, all those things would consume a good deal of your time. It's not going to go down how it is right now. It's not going to be like how it is right now. You'll be a professional. You'll be doing all these things full time. You wouldn't have time to just kick back and relax like you do in school. Oh, I guess he has a point. What do you mean, oh? I never really gave this much thought. What, you've been aiming to be professional this whole time without even thinking about how your life would be once you became one. Why worry about how things will go once I reach my goals? What's more important is the here and now, isn't it? You're unbelievable. What, I thought it was the same for everyone else. It certainly is not. I give all of this a lot of thought before I set my sights on becoming a professional. Honestly, the fact that you take up future profession so lightly just pisses me off a bit. Sorry, it's not my nature to overthink things. It's not overthinking, it's just thinking. Apparently it's not your nature to think at all. Well, you're not wrong. What? I seem to be surprising him quite a bit today, don't I? Well, when I'm on the court playing, I don't really think much. I just go with what feels right, you know? You move completely devoid of thought. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't really put it that way. If I were completely devoid of thought, that'd be no different from a rock. I just mean that instead of thinking about complicated strategies and such, my thoughts are more of the grounds of, yeah, that one felt good, I'll do it again. You're kidding me! Nope, complete 100% honest. I just cannot fathom such thoughts. It sounds completely ridiculous to me. Sorry, ridiculous is how I roll. He sighs again. He's been sighing a lot today, hasn't he? This is really annoying me for some reason. Annoying you isn't hard from the looks of it. No, it's not. Sorry, I'm just being a pain in the ass right now. Don't worry about it, I can sort of get it. It's hard to understand that people do things completely different from you sometimes, right? I guess so. By the way, if you don't mind me asking, he stopped fishing with his thumb, was looking up at me with a soft, That meant I had his full attention. Why is it that you don't want to be a professional musician? He immediately froze. Of course, his blank expression betrayed of nothing of what he was thinking. I could count the passing seconds. After almost a whole minute of radio silence, Keisuke looked down again. Why are you asking? Back at the instrument store, Kiyoshi-san said you had a lot of talent, and that you'd be a great musician, but you said you wouldn't consider it for even a second. If someone came up to you today after all the hard work you put into tennis and told you that you had a lot of talent at something else, and that you should quit working so hard towards, would you consider it? I guess not. It's the same for me, don't get me wrong. I love music. His voice trailed off and became quiet again. I don't push him or ask him to continue. I merely waited until he started talking again. After about a minute of silence, he looked up at me once more. I really do love music, and if I had known this much in the beginning, then maybe, just maybe, I'd decided to become a musician. But I've been working hard at tennis for years. I can't just throw all that hard work away because something else showed up that I'm good at. I get it, but I don't really know anything about music, so I can't speak about technique or whatnot, but your voice is amazing, Keikun. Like, no joke, it's incredible. I can easily picture you as the lead man of a popular rock band. I'd buy your CDs in a heartbeat. If talent was all it took to get into the entertainment, then we will be full of musicians. Even if you're really good and work hard at it, there's no guarantee you'll be discovered. There are many great singers in the world that end up capable of feeding themselves. Only a small percentage becomes popular. True, but you could use your connection with your father's company. You really think that would work? His eyes were now almost slit, so it made me want to back off for a second. My father wants me to take up his company. That's all he cares about. If he had another son, before I become old enough to inherit it, then he'd just send me back to my mother because there's no need of me anymore. Why would he help me do something that would effectively keep his company from having an heir? That just wouldn't happen. But what about tennis? Doesn't he help me with tennis? No. In fact, I've been asked multiple times to quit over the years. My father doesn't want me taking up tennis as a career. He doesn't want to lose his precious heir. That's messed up. He's your dad. He should be able to support you. No, you misunderstand. Keisuke's eyes stare right into mine. He's not my dad. A dad is someone who raises you, loves you, cares for you, and supports you. I don't have a dad. All I have is a biological father. My chest feels tight. The words that he's saying sound so empty and unemotional. No, even worse than that, they sound genuinely hurt. I have to hold myself back from hugging him right then and there, but somehow I don't think he'd appreciate it. In fact, I hate when people do that. People who don't know what my relationship with my father is like keep telling me about how much he cares about me. And when I ask them what makes them believe that, all they have to say is, he's your dad. That's not how it was, it's just... Sorry, I'm ranting. This is why I don't want to talk about this earlier. It just makes my blood boil. Sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. You didn't know. I couldn't really blame you, plus you're trying to help me. Just don't talk about this whole thing anymore, okay? Alright. He stands up from the bench and we can immediately stand up as well in response. I'm surprised Alex isn't called yet. Oh, so he's changing the subject, huh? That's the least subtle change I've ever seen, but I'll just roll with it. You still not letting him come to us? Nope, not at all. It wouldn't be that bad if he joined us, you know. Sure, let me hire someone to follow you around wherever you go 24/7, and then we'll see how you feel about it. Oh, speak of the devil. Hey, Alex. Yeah, oh good. Sure, that amount sounds reasonable. We're at the park, yep, the very same. Alright, we'll wait for you. He ends the call and shuts off his phone. Bolt? A bolt. Keisuke grabs my hands, leading me away. After walking for quite a bit, he finally lets me go. There, we should be safe here. I really think you're starting to exaggerate this whole thing. I mean, I dragged us for 5 blocks. I think it's safe to say he's not going to find us here. Oh, you really don't know Alex. He's ingenious. We're outside in one of the biggest cities of Japan on a Saturday at 2 in the afternoon. Pretty safe to say he's not going to find us here. I don't know. Wait, now that I think about it, didn't he just call you on your phone? Yeah. Didn't you say you tossed your phone when you found out how to tracking device on it? Oh, that. I bought a new phone and transferred all my contact information before I tossed the old one. I made sure to buy the same model, of course. The fact that he can just go out, throw away an expensive phone, and buy a new one without batting an eye scares me. Either way, from what he told me, he was getting nearby, so he probably won't take him long to get to our previous location. He's probably there already. Man, he's gonna be so pissed when he finds out we're not there. Indeed I will. We both jump as a voice comes from right behind us. Alexander steps into view, standing right next to Keisuke with his ever-so-imposing figure, now no longer covered in trash and sticking up the streets. What, Alex? How did you... Tracking chip. I put it on your friend when I left to make sure you wouldn't do exactly what you just tried to do. Guess I was right to be cautious. What, you implanted a tracking chip on my friend? How could you do that? I don't see the reason for your surprise, given that I already did it to the phone. Is it really all that surprising? Now that you mention, I guess it's true. Don't just let him off the hook like that. Alexander turns to stare me down, and my fight or flight instincts suddenly kick in full force. Or in this case, flight or flight instincts. What? Okay. I hide behind Keisuke to avoid the gaze of the scary wolf. Wow, hiding behind your underclassman who also happens to be smaller than you. So brave. Of course, KK immediately digs in with the sass. Shut up, he looks like he wants to gut me. Don't worry, that's how he looks at everyone. How is that supposed to not make me worry? Alright, Alex, I appreciate you trying to do your job, but don't rope other people into this. It was wrong of you to put a tracking chip on my friend. Yes, that's right, I didn't sign up to be a spy show. Alex frowns, seemingly displeased with Keiki's decision, and I think that he might argue with. Instead, he merely nods. Very well, come over here for a second so I take the chip off. Oh, this was easier than I thought it'd be. A little bit of hesitation to walk over to the wolf. He stares down with his deep blue... green teal? Whatever, he stares with his deep teal eyes and reaches out for my neck. He taps the collar of my shirt a bit and he pulls away. Hidden in plain sight. He holds up a black dot a quarter the size of a nano SIM card. That's tracking chip, you're kidding me? You'd be surprised with the kinds of things the Irishara Corporation produces. I turn to Keisuke. You guys make tracking chips that small? He shrugs. We have an even smaller model, actually, but it's still in a testing phase. Oh boy, this company works for spies, doesn't it? No, Alex, is that the only chip you placed? The Wolfman nods. Alright then, I'll forgive you this one time. Very well. By the way, I'll require reimbursement of the expenses I told you over the phone. Alright, which was just a second. Keisuke pulls his phone from his pocket and starts tapping the screen. What are you doing? Using my phone to transfer money to Alex's bank account. I should be done in there we go. Alex, you need me to send you a confirmation? No need, and thank you. Keisuke nods and puts his phone back in his pocket. And I guess we have no choice but to take you along with us now, do we? I'm afraid not. I'm sticking to you for now. If I'm lucky, no one will have to notice I lost today, and then I won't have another pay cut. God, I don't have a pledge on the resume because of you. Sorry. They both smile. Is that so? You don't look all sorry. What can I say? I'm the kind of guy that internalizes grief. Sure you are. Keisuke and his weird friends. So, what now? Well, I should probably bring Keisuke back home at this time. What? Why? It's my job. But we're still hanging out. Yes, Alex, you can't just drag me whenever you want to. Another wolf nods. Man, this guy really doesn't show much emotion at all, does he? But I have to admit, I'm at a loss. I'm kind of at a loss what we could do now. Maybe I should just go home. Oh, come on, we could still do something else together. Like what? I can't really think of anything. Plus, I'm feeling pretty tired already. Well, you visited Keisuke. That man sure takes a lot out of you. No kidding. Either way, I think I'll be heading home now. We didn't manage to get today. Keisuke scratches his cheek. Sorry, we'll invite you to go out again someday if you want. Sure, just talk to me whenever you want to go out. Sure, and thanks for accompanying me today. I was fully expecting today to suck, but I actually had fun. And it's mostly thanks to you. I had some fun too myself. Oh, it was a pleasure to meet you, Alex. I agree. It's good to know that Keisuke is friends his own age. I apologize for things with the tracking ship. Despite his words, his face remains madly blank. I get the feeling that I'd go crazy if I try to get a read of this guy. Yeah, no more tracking ships in the future, okay? The Wolfman nods. Alright, I'll see you on Monday, Alex-san. See ya. Man. Keisuke waves to me and I watch the two of them walk away and disappear in the crowd. It takes a lot longer for me to lose sight of Alexander than how tall he is, though. Guess I'll hit some shots before heading home. Oh boy! Day 11! Day 11, okay. Fuck! We're done. We are done. We're done for today, fuckers. We're not doing more. This video is almost 2 hours long. It is now 2:17. It's 2:17 p.m. Thank you for watching this extraordinarily long episode. See ya!